Hi guys, welcome to Reykjavik. It's a little bit windy, a little bit rainy. I think it's about 10 meters per second and a lot of rain. I hope my gadgets will survive this, but we are going to visit the Reykjavik Zoo today. And it's here in the Laugardalur, the valley of Laugardalur over here. So we're going to witness, check out the Icelandic animals, and I'll tell you a little bit of stories about them. Please ignore these spammers. I've been banning them now for 15 minutes, but they still continue. Not sure. Facebook doesn't do anything about them, but yeah, just ignore them, please. So here's the maybe yeah, okay, sorry. So Laugardalur, so this is the Reykjavik Zoo over here, or the family and animal park, domestic animal park. Some Icelandic birds over here, and stone crab, and one of the biggest birds in Iceland, great northern loon. And yeah, I have already paid my admission. I have like a family card here, and I recommend it. If you have a family, maybe you should check out the family cards when you visit. It's not too expensive to check it out. You see here, admission is about 900 kronas, which is about $6, so not too expensive. And it's a fun visit for the family. We have a family card here, and so my family visits this often. This is not too far from our home, actually. So it's a fun, especially in the summertime. Oh, sorry about that. But maybe, as you see, there's not a lot of people today. Of course, on a weekday, not the best weather, so not the best situation for maybe families to visit. Hi Artemis from Greek. Hi John. Hi Cheryl. So the first land animal that we're going to visit is the original land animal, the only animal that was here when the settlers arrived here around 900. And I don't see it yet, but it's the Arctic fox. It's probably just indoors like most Icelandic people today, just waiting for the weather. Maybe they're inside these stones, I'm not so sure, so maybe we'll not be able to visit them or see them, but so they are. I'm gonna check if it's too dark in here for you guys, but let's just check it out. Yeah, a little bit dark. Okay, do you see them? So that's the Arctic fox. So they're believed to have arrived like 10,000 years ago with icebergs to Iceland. And that's the only original settler. They lived on birds and trout and stuff, fish from the rivers. And there are about two types here in Iceland. One is the white furred one that turns a little bit red brown in the summertime, and then this here. This is the main species in Iceland. They are about 70%. They are this red brownish color. Hi Deb from Wisconsin. Hi Lisa. Hi Michelle. Oh, there's another one. Oh, friendly rivalry over there. I'm hawking all the attention. These foxes have been called all kinds of names because sometimes they would prey on the sheep. Did you hear the sound? No, probably not. It's a little bit of whining from them. Hi Joyce from Florida. Hi Ruth from North Carolina. And yeah, they've been called all kinds of names. They are all over Iceland, but their habitat, the main habitat, is kind of to the northwest of Iceland, a place called Westfjords. There's actually a museum over there about the Arctic fox. And you can maybe tell me if there's rain on the. It's very hard for me to see if there's a little bit of water on the lens, so then I'll try to clean it as you go. Hi there, that's the other one. Hi. Hi Adriana from Croatia. Hi Carolis from Lithuania. Yeah, you're a little bit. Trying to zoom here. No. Yeah, they are. They survive mostly on all kinds of birds, and so they live usually close to like. Okay, thank you Nancy for letting me know about it's clear that the glass is clear. And so they live usually close to like on the bird cliffs where the birds are nesting. And like I said, the only land animal that was here, can you imagine? Iceland was completely barren of land animals. Of course, we had birds and we had fish, but this is the only native land animal. Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, you have something in your mouth. What do you have there? Yeah. Hi Nicole from New York, and Carol from Georgia. And here we have the Minkees, or a sleeping Minkee. That's on one of the animals that escaped here. They escaped. So people started farming these for the skin, like in about 1870. And of course, when they arrived here, about 1930 in Iceland, some of them escaped captivity, and they really liked Iceland. Of course, the birds were not adapted to the viciousness of these creatures. This is just a white fur ball. And hi Judy from Maryland. Just checking here if we see anything here. No, it's just he's sleeping, the poor guy. So they escaped captivity from a couple of mink farms here in Iceland, and they quickly spread. Now they're basically all over Iceland except some islands where they can't swim to. Hi Konstantina from Greece. Hi Marianne from Chicago. This one is still curious about us. What kind of people are out in this kind of weather? Hi Camille from Brazil. Here's some information. I'm not. It's not very clear, is it? So it says about 2.5 to 4.5 kilos And they have about 6.5 offspring, and they are hunted in Iceland. Usually, when these foxes are in Iceland, now like in the north, they follow the ice bears, and the ice bears, white and here it is again, ice bears. Am I alive? Hi there. Yeah, he's a bit curious about us. I think his name is Jarl. Jarl. Or Earl. Had Nadine from Pennsylvania. And they can withstand a heavy frost, like 70 degrees frost. They are on their hairs are like hollow inside, so they isolate really well. Hi, Peggy. Polar bears. That's what I was trying to find in my head. That sometimes doesn't work. So I'm gonna walk a little bit quick, because I don't want too much rain on the equipment, if possible. Here we have the reindeers. This is the field of the reindeers over here. They're probably inside like most like most people should be. I see Mona from Romania, and the reindeers were also brought with man. Of course, like all the land animals were brought with man, but they were brought up pretty late. So the Danish king was trying to enrich in the Icelandic farming. So he had a decree that they should move some reindeers to Iceland in the around 1770. They brought 4 groups of reindeers. They put them on the Western Islands and to the south, and they didn't survive. They put it to the west, here to Reykjavik Peninsula. That stock didn't survive or faded out, and it wasn't until the 4th try that they basically survived to the east of Iceland. Yeah, they're not outside, of course. Let's see if we can peek on them here. There are about 7,000 animals now, wild animals. And anyone here? Yeah. Yeah, there are about 7,000 now. To the east of the water glacier, Vatnajökull, the big glacier, Vatnajökull, and they are hunted about 1,200 per year so there's a lottery, so hunters can win a lottery. So it's basically to cull the stock a little bit, because the Icelandic winters are a bit hard for these creatures, strangely enough, even though they live in places like Lapland, and it's a bit hard to get food here. They don't like the weather, it seems. They are not very happy to if you look at them. Hi, Margaret from North Carolina. Yeah, I would love some sun now. Hi, Peter from Germany. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be able to do something for you guys while quarantine and COVID rages on. Yeah, so there's a lottery, and hunters can apply for the lottery to shoot one reindeer per year, and it's a big thing to go east, and you need to have a certified guide to do this, and he goes with you shoot one animal. Yeah, they don't look very happy about the weather. Even the birds take shelter in the reindeer. Just wanna remind you about the YouTube channel. Maybe you could check that out. I'm gonna try to do some stuff, extra stuff there also. And of course our Instagram, Your Friend In Reykjavik. The wind is actually not as bad as it was when I looked outside today, but it's a little bit of a heavy rain. Or heavy rain is not too bad, just not the best for equipment. Let's check out here. So these are here are some birds. Yeah, it's similar like here, Arlene, about the weather. It's about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So we have some pigeons over here. No, Peggy, it's not unusual to have heavy rain this time of year. It's you know, January and February, rain and snow and cold, and wind. Lots of wind. So here is some of the animals that came here with the settlers, they have developed certain traits. Hi Pamela, I'm touring the Reykjavik Zoo. Reykjavik Zoo, the domestic animal park in Reykjavik. And so they developed certain traits, these animals that the Vikings came with them, brought with them. And so they are very hardy, usually a little bit small compared to, you know, their counterparts in Europe, but very hardy and strong, and they can survive the cold of winter here. Some bunnies. Hi Milena, from Netherlands. Yeah, I think I haven't seen a person today. You know, this is not of course it's school day, so this is more like for families to visit, of course. So these are the special or settler hens, or the settlement hens. So they have thicker coats than most hens, and they are not breeding as much as like the white hens that are used for, like, you know, to get our eggs. So they are not mostly today. They are not for unless you're breeding it on your own, or there's no farm that has. You know, some people have it like in the gardens, and farmers, of course, have it there. But if you're mass producing, you wouldn't go for the Icelandic settlement hens, because they are, yeah, they don't reproduce as much as the white ones. I'm not sure what they are called. Hi Michelle from Minneapolis. Some people like to have it like here in the city. They have a small cabin, or small cabin or house in the garden, and then they're breeding a couple of hens if the neighbors allow it. Yeah, everybody seems to be in this mood today. I've seen more activity here. Hi Pamela, have a good day. So I'm not going to stay outside very long, but I'm going to show you these guys, of course. Yeah, they like the attention. Nobody has come check them out probably today, so they are circling around me. So we have a couple of species of seals here. The common seal or harbor seal, and gray seal, like these ones, I think. So do you see them? They're following me around. I think they're hungry. Well, I'm not sure. So here's a little bit. So the oldest one is called Særún, or the rune of the sea. Some people, there are a lot of legends about these seals being like humans under a spell, both here in the Faroe Island, and some people say it's related to the people of ancient Egypt, or people of the Faroe that were condemned after they're dealing with Christians. But there are also just stories that in the Faroe Island that they are people that drown to sea, they change into a seal. So it's frowned upon to kill them in the Faroe Island, and it's forbidden here also actually now, unless you have special. Hi there. Hi. Hi Jamie. Okay. Cool, The Song of the Sea. You should maybe check that out, guys. A cartoon called The Song of the Sea about that folklore. I'm gonna check that out. I haven't seen it. Also, Song of the Sea. I'll try to remember that, or I have it in the comments. And of course, the famous story of the. So one of these stories is that these creatures. These spellbound humans, or that they change back to human form a couple of times a year. Some say it's New Year's, and some say it's the 6th of January, on the 13th, on the last day of Christmas. And so, according to the legend, they turn into human form and they have a party. They dance naked in the moonlight by the fire, and there's a story about a young farmer that came up saw these seal creatures come up on land, and they shed their seal skins, and they started dancing, and he was mesmerized by their beauty, and he stole one of the seal skins. And when they finally left the seals, and when morning came, one of the seals was crying because that was a young woman, and she was crying because she had, of course, he had her sealskin, and she asked for it back, and he said no, but he asked her to marry him and be with him, and finally she relented to his inquiries, and she went with him back to his farm, and they had 7 children in 7 years, and he kept her sealskin in a locked box. So finally, a couple of people here. And after 7 years, the farmer was out to sea, and he forgot the key to the trunk, and the woman found the key and opened up the trunk and couldn't resist to take the sealskin back and walk into the sea. He noticed that this was he was missing the key, the farmer, so he hurried back and saw her basically walk into the sea, and she said, oh my, I have 7 children in sea and 7 children in land. And then she went into the sea, and never to be seen again by the farmer. But the farmer's children, when they were playing by the beach, sometimes there came a seal and gave them gifts and treasures. Yeah, of course, there's a seal. There's a seal museum or a seal center in a place called Hvammstangi to the west of Iceland. Thank you, Michelle, for reminding me of that. Now that is a cow or a bull. Yeah, let's check it. Yeah, it's a bull, of course. Jetta, this is also a story in Iceland. It's both in Iceland and Faroe Island, this story, Jetta. So this is where you hang up your snittu or your pacifier. So Icelandic children, or some of them, they hang up there. It's like a sign of that they are old enough, so they give their pacifier to the animals. So some pigs. Yeah, pigs were brought with them with the settlers also, and but didn't survive here, and they've basically ceased to exist here in the middle of the 14th century, 15th century, something like that, but then they started growing them again about the 18th century here. And of course the famous pig called Særhrímur, or hog called Særhrímur, he is always slaughtered in Valhalla, the feast hall of Odin. And he's slaughtered there every day, and he basically fills the stomachs of all the Einherjar, the warriors that fall in battle and are brought to Valhalla by the Valkyries. And then he is resurrected every night. Hi guys. Yeah, it's a shitty weather. And then of course the original cow, Auðhumla, from which Ymir the giant drank in Norse mythology. That's a longer story. It's a small zoo, of course, just with a couple of domestic animals. Hi, Guy. Stubby, yeah, there's a lot you don't know about Reykjavik. Even though it's small, there are only about 130,000 that live in Reykjavik. But in the Great Reykjavik area, it's about 210,000 people, or 220 maybe now. As an answer to your question, Stubby. So this is an original settler, the Icelandic Horses. You're curious, I know. So the Icelandic horses have of course developed really hardy traits here living in Iceland. They don't need much to survive. They can stay outside in horrible snow blizzards. They don't need much to be able to survive in Iceland. And they have of course develop certain traits that are not to be found in many horses. They have some of them, or most of them, I think, I don't know the percentage, they have 5 gaits. So like they have pace and gallop and trot and walk, and then a special gait called turt, which is like a 4 gaits, very smooth run. And they are really equipped to run through the Icelandic landscape, which is very hilly, and they are very sure-footed. They are very friendly. They are very wise. They are actually, some people say that they have, because they are so used to basically taking control, because they were better to read the landscape than people. And they are sold abroad, these animals, and they are horse competition, like World Cup of the Icelandic horse. And they are sold from around 3,000 US to maybe 300,000 US if there's a competition horse. They developed this because of the isolation. They are purebred. If something is a purebred horse, it's at least it's one of the top 5 or whatever. That's of course a key thing. One that animals here in Iceland, they were not bred for. So they have very varied colors, for example. And that's one of the strengths of the Icelandic animals. And of course here we have the sheep, our most important food source through the centuries. We eat everything from the sheep. And I mean everything, even that head. Yes, I know. Don't worry, I won't eat you now. And of course, our favorite like Sunday meal is like a leg of lamb. And hi, Diana. These sheep have, of course, also developed certain traits that are not to be found in many places. They have a inner layer and outer layer wool, so they can survive on really cold winds and temperature. He's telling me that he doesn't like my presence here. And there's even a special type of sheep called leadership sheep. And they are a little bit taller and more gaunt than the regular sheep, and they are like the leaders of the pack. Hi Lisa, yes, that's true. They are the Icelandic. You can't import any horse to Iceland. You just if a horse leaves Iceland, he can never come back. So leadership, yes. Hi there. And so they have like some people say that they have like a sixth sense, so they know when bad weather is coming, so they lead the flock to shelter if this one is getting ready to have a ram. Do you see the leg? Or ram me if I come closer. Hi, beauty. Like I said, have you seen the singed sheep head dish that we have here in Iceland? This one is. I almost want him to charge just to show, because it's a little bit of a funny. Yeah, they mean business when they charge. And there are more sheep in Iceland than people actually. There are about 500,000 sheep in Iceland, just 360,000 people that live here. I'll probably show you the singed sheep heads in February when we have this. Yeah, you're curious. I know you're curious. Yes. Say hello. And of course, my favorite Icelandic dish is Icelandic lamb soup. It's just delicious. Simply delicious. And here we have the Icelandic goats. Similar like the others, they developed certain traits that are not to be found anywhere else. Very hardy, very sturdy. They became nearly extinct on the middle of the 19th century. But now there are about 1,200 of these Icelandic goats. Yeah, that's a big one. And they are mostly there are about, I think, 200 or 300 at a place called Háafell Farm to the west of Iceland. So I would definitely recommend for you to check that out if you come to Iceland. If you're interested in animals, they have several animals they show at Háafell. They became really famous in Iceland when a dragon ate one, or in the world when a dragon ate one in Game of Thrones. They used goats from Háafell for that one, that scene. Yes, Angie, the Icelandic sheep if something is like organic meat is the Icelandic sheep. you know, they are free grazing half of the year just in the mountainside, eating organic lichen and grass, and then the farmers bring them in for the winter time, and then they just eat the grass that the farmers harvest over the summertime. So there's nothing added to these, and of course they are eating. There's a special taste to the Icelandic lamb. That's, you know, I have a hard time eating lamb or sheep anywhere else in the world, actually. And the horses are also eaten, not as much, of course, not only about 3% of the total consumption of meat is from horses, but a horse fillet is actually very delicious. Sorry for saying, these are not just pets. And there are about, I think, 75,000 horses in Iceland, and so that's pretty much, you know, 1/4 of the country, nearly, or 1/5 of the you know, compared to the population of Iceland. Hi Jetta, yes, we make cheese from goat milk, but it's not, you know, as I said, 1,200 goats, so it's not a very, but there are certain places like Háafell does that, all kinds of stuff from the goats. Yeah, horse meat was frowned upon here back in the day because it was really like a poor man's food, and it was kind of like unholy to eat horse meat for centuries. But of course, when a horse died, and you know, the poor people, they would of course, poor farmers, they would use all the food that they could get, and these were very precious animals. Like in the Viking era, a horse would be buried with his master when he fell in battle, and in full like armor. So very precious to us, and of course, it was considered here in Iceland. It was like the most needed animal because it would, you know, transport you from places. It would help with farming. It was so important for just surviving in this land. Yeah, there's a lot of sheep everywhere in Iceland, especially if you're here in the summertime. Yeah, I'm gonna go outside here, but I think most of the things are closed now, so we're not gonna be seeing much here. This is the field of the horses here, and here further is the park where there are all kinds of gadgets and rides and stuff like that it's very popular, but it's only open mostly during the summer months. I'll take you maybe there later, maybe in the summer when everything is in bloom. Then we have a little bit of a reptile and exotic animals here. Things like, what was here again? Was it a spider? No, was it a... No, I don't remember. Yeah, this is about it. Here's a Þúsundfætla or diplot poda. I'm not sure that is the right English word for it. And here are some frogs and lizards. Not much to see. Everybody is cowering inside. Well, at least see a lizard here. Yeah, too much light. Yes, Nancy, it's true. The Icelandic sheep and lamb is just unique. I think it's best in the world. A common saying. So like I said, it's very popular for families too. So the snake is inside the skull over there. I'm not sure if you see it, but it's a red shape inside the skull. Very fitting. So guys, I think this is just good enough for today. I think we're on. Stubby is asking, are reptiles allowed to be bought in as pets? No, not usually. They are smuggled in. We are trying to protect our animals here, so it's very strict policy of what to bring and what to have here in Iceland. So you can't, if a horse leaves, like I told you, it can't come back. If a sheep leaves, or even if you bring dogs to Iceland, they need to have like a 3-week or month quarantine on an island before they are brought to where they live. So I'm gonna grab a big cup of coffee, and I'll see you next Saturday at 4. We're gonna check out the wonders of Iceland. The pretty cool interactive museum here at Perlan, and we're gonna take a look around Reykjavik. There's a big 360-degree observation deck there, which is fun to look at, and and we'll see you then. So next Saturday at 4 p.m. GMT. Ciao.